Hi, this is Suchi, and our today's topic is exception handling in Python. So we might think that in Python, error and exception is same, but let me give some clarification on this thing so that we are clear about what we can handle and what we cannot handle. So let's look into this. So there is errors. Okay, there are errors. What is error? You know that when some problem occurs in the program, which stops the further execution, we call it as an error. But error can be two types in Python. One is syntax error. Syntax error means what is syntax? In a programming language, syntax is nothing but the rules or the grammars of that language. So if we do not follow the syntax, it won't be able to understand what we exactly want it to do. So syntax error we cannot handle basically. Syntax error we have to resolve. But in case of logical error, which is not visible in the code, but which can happen during the execution of the program, in those errors, in case of those errors, which we cannot predict sometimes, that is logical error. And that logical error is also called as exception, and we can handle that in Python. So exception is generally raised when in some internal event occurs during the runtime that changes the normal flow of the program. That is the time when exception is raised. Now we cannot handle syntax error, but we can handle logical error or exception with the help of exception handling mechanism. And for that, we need to know few keywords. One is try, another is except, and there are two more, which is else and finally, but these two are not used very frequently, whereas try and except is the most important one. So let us look into this, how we can do that. So let me just show you one error. We can have different type of errors, but let me show you what is syntax error. Let's say in Python, how we write if statement. We write if, then inside that if statement, we give some condition. Let me have some variable over here, x, and I'm giving some value. And let us check if x is greater than 10, or if x is greater than 10, then print something, print x, let's say. Now, tell me one thing, if I run this code block, what will happen? Will it execute correctly? If you observed carefully, we have not written the correct syntax. Here it needs one colon, but we have not provided this colon. So let us run this and see what happens. So here you can see there is one syntax error and it is saying expected a colon. So it is saying what is the exact error and what was expected here in the position, in which position it was expected, that is also visible in this syntax error. Now what we can do, this is syntax error. Now let's look into the logical error or the exceptions. So as you know, we cannot divide some number by 0. If we do that, that will give infinite, but in Python it will throw an divide by 0 exception. So let us check that. Let us have two numbers a and b. Let us have some values over here, just random values, and b I am assigning as 0. Now if we do that and if we try to divide, let me just have a print statement which will try to divide a by b, whereas b is 0, so it will throw an error. So let us see what error it throws. So here it is visible as 0 division error. So this 0 division error is nothing but a logical error. It is not a syntactical error. So now how we can handle this? We have one mechanism in Python, which is exception handling mechanism. And in that mechanism, what we can do is we can add a try keyword here and a colon after that. And inside this try block, we can write our code, whatever we wish to. Now let me just copy this code itself and print it, keep it inside this try block. And then if we just use this block will get executed. If some exception is raised from this block, we can catch that in the except block. So we can add one except keyword and the colon. And if this block, while executing this block, if the program encounters any exception, that will come to this block, the except block. So here we can write some error occurred. Okay. And now if we run this code, you can see the code execution has not been stopped. Let me just add another print statement over here, just to let you, just to make you understand what exactly happening. The code is further executed. And the same print statement I will add after this try except block. Now, if I run this, you can see the error is raised, the exception is raised, but there is this print statement has not been executed. This is not reached even, because from this line itself, the error is raised. Here you can see it is showing from which line it has been raised. So this is not reaching the line number 3. Now, if we come to this one, you can see, let me just run this. You can see there is no exception raised, no error is coming, and it is also reaching this print statement. Now, what will happen if there is no error in this try block? So let me do that as well. Let me change it to 1. So if it is 1, then no zero division error will occur. So let me run this. You can see this print statement is getting executed. This is not coming to the except block. So you can see some error occurred is not printed over here, but the next line is being executed as it is. So the program flow is, normal program flow is happening. It is not affecting the, it is not stopping the further execution of the program while we use this try except block. So this is how we can handle the exception. Now what I said earlier is we cannot handle syntax error with the help of exception handling. We can only handle the logical errors or exceptions with the help of exception handling. So let us just check for our verification purpose. Let us check what happens if we try to handle this inside our try catch block. So let me just add one try block here, and let me add this, and then except print some error occurred. And let me just add another print statement also, just for verification. So if we run this, you can see this is not able to, this try block is not able to handle this syntax error. Okay, so as I have mentioned, only logical error or exceptions can be handled with try except, but not the syntax error. Here you can see even after adding this try except, it is not able to execute. It is saying syntax error and the colon was expected here. So we cannot handle syntax error with exception handling, but we can handle the logical errors or the exceptions. So that's it for today, guys. I'll talk more on exception handling in the next video. So till then, keep learning, keep implementing. Thank you for watching.